is Mark and Charity Mornings.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for Monday, November the 15th out of Belleville, Ontario, Canada. Right off the top, I want to apologize for the Weep Fest that became Fridays. Heard from
our
people,
own Kay,
a little emotional.
who helps us with our podcast behind the scenes. She was listening to it, apparently, our Friday episode in the grocery store over the weekend. And it was so heartwarming, it made her cry. So we apologize for that, Kay. I knew it was a more sentimental episode, perhaps. I know we did get a little more serious
Right.
on Friday.
I will assume it was the Ask Me Anything portion where
I'm
we talked about,
hoping that's what it was.
right? When we talked about what we liked about each other.
yeah.
If it was before that, I don't know. She cries at everything then. If it was before that, but if it was that, okay.
Well, yeah, because the question that was posed to us was, what do we like most about each other? And we
Right.
could have been jokey, but we both, I think, got very real with each other.
It was
And
Friday.
It was very sincere and honest. Yeah, we were tired. We were like, okay, fine, whatever.
So no more making people cry.
You know, it is funny though, and I know we have other things that we're going to touch on, but it is
Probably not.
It is funny though that this comes up because I thought of that podcast over the weekend as well. And I will say again, that made me feel very nice, Mark, to know that you are as comfortable as you are on the air with me
I
compared to your years of experience in radio. It does make me feel good that you feel that good about our partnership.
Here's kind of something. I was up north this weekend, and they had a local radio station on, and a young woman was broadcasting who was a young broadcaster, and I'm not judging, but it sounds like I am. And it's funny how, you get better. Like you can sort of tell where they
Who's
are.
green and who's...
Yeah, where they are in
Yeah.
their career sort of based on, and it may not sound any different to any listeners, and that's great. I appreciate like I can't tell if somebody's a very good camera person when I watch a live television broadcast. I can't. Maybe other people in the industry can. Oh, lighting's bad. Like, I don't know.
Yep.
But radio, I can tell. So when I was listening to that, I thought I wish her a good career because she's working really hard. I can tell she's young.
She's
and
putting the effort
new,
into it.
But she's putting the effort in. She's talking about important things going on now. She's talking about relevant things. And so, when you say that, I realized afterwards, mine is, boy, like we laughed about, I go through shoes. I've had a long career. I've been doing this like a long time.
Not as long as John Smiley, though.
John Smiley,
He's
what a
getting
guy.
ready to retire. You ran into him over the weekend, too. And I didn't realize he's been in the grocery business for 50 years.
50 years. Doesn't matter if
So
you're
he's got a
first
few
day,
years on you.
Not many. First day, doesn't matter if you're pushing carts in the parking lot. You're in. Mm-hmm. I remember my brother-in-law, he owned a grocery store, so I have a very great affinity for that industry because it put food on my family's table. And it's hard slugging work. It's not just like, it's sort of like ours. It's not just 9 to 5. I mean, John does a lot of stuff. Ask him, how's distribution going? Because we keep hearing about things not being there.
Harder to
he
get.
says, at any given time, we might be out 250 grocery items at any one time.
Wow.
And I said, really? Because I never think you're out of
Never
anything.
even noticed, yeah.
But I buy normal stuff. Like I'm a picky eater, so I buy normal stuff. He said now we're upwards of about 1,000 to 1,200 items that we're missing
Wow.
because of distribution. But he said when you have a grocery store full of over 25,000 different items, 4%.
How many items are in his grocery
Yeah.
store?
So
Wow.
at any given time, you're out maybe 200 of 25,000. And I was waiting for my gag, which is name them. I was waiting for that in my head.
Go.
So I thought, but his son Ian is going to be purchasing the store and owning it as of January 1, 2022.
Well, good for
So
him.
after 50 years, started up at the Robinson's grocery store in the Muskoka region, known
Which,
as
again,
Dorset.
you had a connection with.
Oh my gosh, I was there this summer. It's one of my favorite places to head. You go outside
world. Mm-hmm.
Algonquin to Dwight, hang a left down 35 for about 20 minutes to get to Dorset. Then we take the 117 to Baysville, which is a gorgeous drive. And then we head up the back way into Huntsville. I do that all the time. We love that drive. We look forward to it. Swing into Paint Lake. That's a beautiful spot. And look at cottages, dream, drive out before the police show up.
Trespassers, get out of here.
Trespassers again, stop looking at other people's cottages. So beautiful. So it was just so funny we had said that. So we wish him all the best. And
Absolutely.
The amount of stuff he's done in the community and
Well,
through
yes,
the
because
Learning
he's been
Foundation.
a guardian angel too.
Oh,
through the
Guardian
Children's
Angel.
Foundation.
He's been an honorary colonel for CFB Trenton. So he's been on trips up north and, the Food for Learnings and on and on and on that he's done. So grandkids need some time with Grandpa.
And rightly so. So
Yeah.
congratulations to John.
After 50 years. So
This
that's
morning
going
was
on.
also our final Beat the Bank for 2021.
And Rose did a great job. She took us for 600, 500. That's where the pause came.
Yes, because Rose had played previously and she had won $450.
Yeah.
And we had spoken to her just before we went on the air to get some information, some points, talking points to make conversation with her. So we kind of knew that she wanted to get past that. And you're right, when she hit 500, it was like, okay, now what do I do?
One more. And I thought, come on, be 1,000. Like real.
I wanted it to go
good.
high too.
600's good.
Really high.
And she ran away. And good for her.
She took the money and run. It went up to just under 1,000, actually, 955.
Yep.
Weird that it would stop there today.
95.5. I totally didn't see that. When it's over, you would say, well, I could have guessed that. Really? Because Rose didn't, and she had a phone in her hand. It's good enough for her. So thank you to Sandra Hussey, a great sponsor for Beat the Bank. It's going to be signed
a
on
fun
again
time.
for 2022, so that'll
How
be back.
long do you think the phone calls are going to continue now on Monday morning?
Okay, so we're going
Are we
to
gonna
get
set
calls
some
on
bets?
Monday. We will get it right through into December.
I think
We'll
so
get-
too.
We'll get
I think
somebody.
it'll be December before they stop calling Monday morning.
Because somebody just went away on 2 weeks vacation, right? So they're
That's
not going to
true,
realize,
yes.
and then when they come back, it's going to
They're
be
going to
like,
try and get through. And
because we have to pay for their vacation. That's what they think. We're going to call in for Beat the Bank. So that just takes a break over the holidays. So that's going on. We had Jeff Camacho on the show this morning, owner of Burger Revolution. This is so much fun.
I wrote it all down.
Do you,
Where did
you
I make
have
my
it?
notes?
You have 165 of your burgers sold,
Total,
and I have
yes.
112 or something. But we're over 270 burgers, which is $270 for local organizations.
Which is awesome.
That's like we're going to sell 500 this month. That's
And it's so
nuts.
funny. I keep thinking back to when we were presented with this idea and when we were hammering out all the details and coming up with our burgers and all the rest. You and I were both like, well, if we could sell like
I asked
100
them.
burgers.
Right, because I didn't want to embarrass them. It's
Through
like,
the
okay,
month.
okay, we're at the 15th of November. Charity sold 8, and Mark, you haven't sold any.
Well, I
It'd
didn't want to
like,
be
wow.
embarrassed. I didn't want to set the bar up here and
Yeah.
think
Oh,
that we were.
boy.
But wow, did we ever undershoot?
Yeah, no, they were really
Yes.
they were happy to. I'll take it a step back. When I thought of that idea, which is not anything new, well, because we do Team Mark and Team Charity, and
For Throwback.
they sponsor
The Throwback.
our Throwback Thursday. And I thought, well, what if we had a Team Mark and a Team Charity burger? So I just floated that out to the sales rep, Jamie, to say, talk to Jeff, see if he'd be willing to do it. And I totally expected the old, you play the hits, we'll do the burgers. But they jumped on board.
Oh,
So I was just
100%.
happy they jumped on board, let
And to
alone how
add
much we could sell.
the charity element
Yeah.
going into the
He'd
holiday
be willing
season.
to do that.
Even more. So thank you to everybody who has purchased burgers so far and hopefully encourage you to continue to do that for the next couple of weeks.
So Charities is available at the new location in Belleville, the old Cafe E on Front Street in the Royal LePage building. And I am on Monogram Place at the Burger Revolution in Trenton. And Trenton, pull up your socks because I'm getting outsold. And the money is going to the Legion. Stand right there in our community in November. So do me a solid and get out there. And when you're there, by the way, take pictures. We'd love to see pictures on our
Yes,
socials.
Allen's
them.
Insurance Group had lunch. They had a lunch at the office a week or so ago where they
Right.
had our burgers. They specifically went to get our burgers. So
Nice.
thank you to them as well for participating and donating them. My burger is available here in Belleville. At the time, it was still in Trenton, though, and it's going to the Enrichment Center for Mental Health. So they're both helping different charities, both in different locations, but that doesn't mean you still can't gather together a group like Allen's. And that's a great idea.
Yeah, holiday season's coming up.
Absolutely. Grab some burgers from Burger Revolution and enjoy at the office.
And Jeff gave me that idea that I might have to flip burgers. Don't think I wouldn't go in the kitchen. Like, don't think I wouldn't hairnet
Well,
myself.
and you know what? We only have 2.5 weeks, so I could see you pulling out all stops, doing whatever you, which makes me think maybe I should too.
But that last weekend, Black Friday, get out there.
Get in
Come
there.
on, everybody.
Flip some burgers.
Stand beside people. What are you going to order? I'm thinking about the chicken burger. No, you're not. No, you're not. Moving more along. Anyway, so check those out. We appreciate that. What else is going on this morning? What else
Not
happened?
so much this morning, but we could touch on the fact that Santa's coming to town.
Well, and you
this
finished your
weekend.
Christmas tree. I'm giving you the opportunity to jump all over because it brings you
my
such
opening?
joy.
Oh my goodness.
Such joy.
So much joy. We got our Christmas tree up over the weekend. The lights are up. We still have the inflatables because it's really not the holiday season without Santa in the outhouse.
Yeah,
We have an
Santa
inflatable
outhouse,
on our yard of Santa in
of
the
which I
outhouse.
still remain personally responsible for that because I love that one.
Oh,
and I'm
it's
so
my favorite
glad
too.
when
You were not
Wayne
alone.
heard that he just went out and bought. Did he check with you before he bought it?
No, and
Not
it
that he
wasn't
would have
you. That's
to.
not why he went and bought it. He was
Okay.
out getting lights and saw it at Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
And bought it himself. And
Okay,
then, No,
good.
well, he saw it at Canadian Tire. He called me at work. He had left the store, and he called me at work and said, "I just saw the best thing at Canadian Tire. The kids are going to love it. This is how much it is, but I really think the kids would love it." And I said, "I am at work.
Right?
Do what you need to do." So he went back and got it. When I came home, Santa was in the outhouse on our lawn.
On the lawn.
And then I took a picture of it, put it up on social media, and you went on the air and talked about it.
I said, "Oh my gosh, that's because it needed a good home and it found one."
And there's so much more to it behind the scenes of that as well. But it brings me as much joy as my Christmas tree because other people have found joy in it. Not only yourself, but I do hear from other people, the kids' teachers, our neighbors, family and friends. They will message me, "Is the Santa outhouse up yet? Where's the Santa outhouse?" It's not Christmas without the Santa outhouse.
It isn't.
So that is coming, but. We got the majority of our decorations up over the weekend, and it is wonderful. And my kids, you'd think it was Christmas Eve last night waiting for the flurries because we were calling for flurries.
Yeah.
And they had their little noses pressed up against the glass, just waiting. Ben was running around in his snow. He was going to sleep in it. He had a snowsuit on, and he was ready.
But with the back channel there, your family skates out there. So there's
When
a
it freezes
lot.
over, yes.
There's a
We
lot
do
for them to do in your
we
neighborhood,
enjoy
and
the
that's
winter
fabulous.
weather when it arrives. I know not everybody does, but
Yep.
yeah, we're ready for it.
Coming up tomorrow on the show, Jimmy Hollywood is going to have what he calls Take Home Tuesday. I don't know if he's going to start branching into it, but pretty soon, I mean, back when you would purchase DVDs, they were great stocking stuffers. And now you can just encourage people to download movies for Christmas and think well of me. I'm not sure how that's going to play out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
But he's going to talk about that tomorrow. And also, I'm looking forward to this. It's a bit of a science says, but there is a new feature that's going to be available on iPhones and iPads that's called your legacy contact. And what that is in the unfortunate incident that you pass away, who owns your digital work?
Oh,
So it's in the cloud.
yeah.
Who owns it? Who could get in there to unlock it and decide what's to be done with it? You can now set somebody up and they're known as your legacy contact. And so all the details on how you would sign that person up that they would have the right to go in after you pass. Because people worry about that. Like, wait a minute. When I pass away, what happens to my Facebook page and all my pictures? I don't want them remaining out there. Too bad is basically the answer, unless you figure something out before. Sort of owned by Facebook at that point. 'Cause just
Wow.
nobody can get in there. So start thinking about, you don't necessarily want to keep everything out there after you go. What do you do about it? So we'll talk about the legacy contact coming up tomorrow. And then we'll spend a bit of time of that on the podcast too. So we got that coming up tomorrow. Anything else? What's going on today?
No,
I think about it, everybody.
that's it.
Oh my gosh, look at the time. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast.
Coffee break's over.
Yeah, about 15 minutes of your day. Spend a little bit more time with us from our show here at 95.5 Hits FM in Belleville. Check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and right here on our social media sites. And if you need a little bit of Christmas like Charity did, as always, you can get on our website and check out Christmas in Quinty, Christmas music 24 hours by stream and on the app. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.